Documentary about a grieving father who was widely credited with restoring calm to Birmingham during the 2011 riots has been broadcast in the Middle East.
Tariq Jahan's son was killed during the unrest, and the film, made by a Leicester-based production company, focuses on how Mr. Jahan's faith helped him cope with his son's death.
The filmmakers say that his tolerance is an inspiration to many communities in the Middle East. In a moment, we'll be talking to the producer, but first, Kate Fisher gives us her flavour of the film.
It was the turning point in the riots of August 2011. 3 young men killed in Birmingham. In the hours afterwards, the bereaved father chose to seek calm, not revenge.
Can you imagine 8 hours? They put you in front of a camera, they push you there, Mr. Jahan, say something. When you look around and you see the crowd in front of you, all these young boys, you're thinking to yourself, they're the same as Haroon. Crying out loud, they're going to take up arms at any second, and they're going to go mad, and they're going to kill somebody.
Brothers, I can't force you, I can't make you do anything, but I can make you understand that the loss of one of your brothers is more important than standing here. The best thing you can do is go home and remember them and pray for them.
And they did. Tariq Jahan is credited by many as bringing an end to the violence in Birmingham. Now he wants to do something positive with the profile it brought him.
If I could do some good with this, not just for one group of people, but for everyone, if I could bring other faiths and other communities together, it would really be an achievement.
He says his capacity for forgiveness stems from his Muslim faith.
I accept what comes from Allah. Haroon was a gift to me from Rabbil Alameen. And when Allah decided that He wants the gift back, He took the gift. Is there any other way of looking at it?
This attitude has brought him admirers from all over the world.
Tariq Jahan and family, Dudley Road, no address. This is to the brave man who lost his son. This one's from Australia, Queensland. Thousands upon thousands of letters from all walks of life across the world. Your forgiveness and your faith were totally inspirational. I am in awe at how you were able to speak so calmly and articulately after such a traumatic event. I've been left with a beautiful feeling that they genuinely are good people out there. I don't have a very big family, but these people, they're my family. There's no anger, there's no hate, we all feel the same, sorrow and loss. In our own time, we will definitely meet again.
Well, that's clips of a documentary about Tariq Jahan. And joining us now is the Leicester-based producer who made that film, Dr. Hala Diab. Dr. Diab, thank you for joining us. Tell us, why did you decide to make the film in the first place?
I was moved by Tariq Jahan's reaction to the death of his son, as Muslim, a British person whose dignity and tolerance could bring community together, and really his plea to the Birmingham community in order not to seek revenge. And this shining an inspirational figure, I think, that had inspired many communities in the UK. And I thought that with what's happening in the Middle East at the moment, with the uprising in Syria and what's happening in Libya and Egypt, where many fathers and mothers and families have lost their sons or children in the violence that is happening against people in the streets of Middle East. And I want to inspire, to help people to really inspire them for tolerance and really for coexistence between people in spite of, and not to seek revenge. And that's what Tariq Jahan stands for, and that's what Tariq Jahan represents.
Yes, I mean, it's a very turbulent place, the Middle East, and tolerance is not associated with the Middle East. So how's this documentary gone down there so far?
I think it was broadcasted in Islam Channel UK, and also it will be broadcasted on Iqra International, which has a wide audience both in Middle East and internationally in France and UK and in Europe. And the main thing is that Tariq Jahan, being a Muslim person, British Muslim, who is faith and whose belief in as Muslim helped him to come to terms with his own loss of his son. And that will be very moving and inspirational for Muslim people. And I think that's the main problem we have in the Middle East, that we are divided among us, not because of our color and race, like, you know, we have in Britain the most controversial thing, that's, you know, racial discrimination or racial division, which divide people. But in Middle East, we are divided because of our diverse loyalties to Islam and because of, you know, our differences as Muslims. And someone like Tariq Jahan will help.
We're going to have to leave it there. I'm sorry, Dr. Diab, we're sadly out of time. But thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Now, still